Hi everybody, welcome to the dungeon. My name is Robin and today is Flameworking 102.51 WigWag Waves. So when I was working on the 101 series, I did a very simple WigWag bead. It just had a few twists and turns in it. And I thought it would be fun to revisit this one and get as many tight waves as possible. So that's what we're going to do today. It's a very simple technique and I hope you do enjoy this one. And on that note, I hope you're all doing safe and well out there. Thanks so much for joining me and I'll see you next time in the dungeon. All right, I'm going to start everything out by pulling a nice long thin stringer. And I am using a red purple special by Effetry. I don't use this color very often, but it looks great with the yellow opal underneath it. So I'm just going to get a nice big ball of this color hot, let it cool down for a second, and then I'm just going to pull it out with a tweezers. Cut it in the middle, and if you need to make more, then make more. And let's go ahead and get started. So as I said, I'm using a base of yellow opal by Effetry, and this is a beautiful yellow, buttery yellow color. And I'm just going to start by rolling it on the mandrel, just get a footprint bead started, and then just kind of start to wind it up my mandrel, always making sure that the mandrel and the bead release is nice and hot right where the color is touching it so you don't get any bubbles rising up from the surface. I say that all the time, but it's really important. And, if you do get the bubbles, just go ahead and heat them and roll them out, pop them, whatever you need to do. And we'll get back into our nice round shape here. I'm just going to roll it out a little bit. And then I'm going to put one more layer of color on it. I want this bead a little bit bigger than what I have here now. It's funny because Patrick wanted me to call this bead the WigWag Wiener, but I just didn't think that was appropriate, so it's the WigWag Waves for today. Anyway, I'm going to just add the second layer of color on here. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to roll it out here in a second. So as soon as you get all the color on top, just give it a really good heat. And then I will go ahead and roll it out. Now, the interesting thing about this color is that it is kind of a striking color. When you get it super hot, it can become kind of white. And then when you cool it down and heat it back up, like the yellow starts to come out in the bead. So what I'm doing here, I'm just rolling it out, but you can see that one side is very white and the other side is kind of a yellow. So I cool it down and then I go and heat it up a little bit to get the yellow to come out and make it a more even color all the way. And then just give it a nice roll, and this is our base bead right here. All right, it looks good. So let's go ahead and start putting on these stringers. So I'm going to start by heating up just the tip of the stringer and very gently laying it down all the way on the bead. And I'm going to do this all the way around. It's not, how am I going to say this? So this technique doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to really heat this up and melt it. But you do want your lines to be as close as straight as you can get. Mine are not perfect. And, it's okay. You just add your lines on there and everything will be all right. So I'm just going to start. And I do end at the very end of the mandrel. That's going to be important on both sides. I kind of messed that one up. So let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. I can use my tweezers to just gently straighten up that line and fix anything that I need to before I start. Okay, so this other part, I just turned the bead around, and the other part here, my stringer isn't touching the mandrel. So what I'm doing is just taking the same stringer and pulling and maybe adding a little bit extra color so I can get all those coming down to the end. And then I will use my tungsten pick to just kind of finish pulling everything down to the edge. And this looks good. So now what I want to do is just start to heat everything up and make sure that the stringers are nice and secure on the edges of the bead. So usually that's always what I do, is kind of pull in those edges and clean them up a little bit. All right, now I want to give this a full heat and get all of the stringer to melt into that yellow color underneath. I'm just slowly going up and down the bead, getting everything nice and melted. And then I'll give it a bit of a roll just to make sure everything is even before we start our waves. Okay, so here's the first one. And when I make one of these little waves or a drooping glass, whatever you want to call it, a wag, wig wag, I am probably spending about a full 2 minutes in this heat. And because I'm staying in one place for so long, every now and then I will heat up the rest of the bead, just real quick to make sure it's not going to break. And then I can go back and continue working on the wave. So once I have the first one done, and I do like to work the first one on the very edge, and then I'll come over just a little bit, and you notice I do have my flame very small and very tight on my torch. And I'm just going to go ahead and spend a whole bunch of time in one spot again and get that glass to fully melt and just start turning and drooping into the wave that we're looking for. And again, I am constantly trying to keep everything warm as I go. Sometimes it's easy to forget to heat up the bead, but it's so important, especially in this technique, because you're spending so much time melting. Okay, so now we've done 2, and now we're doing the third one. So a little bit further down, I'm just going to spot heat and get that glass to start dragging again. And the one thing that I do like to do is make sure all of my, ups and downs are as close to each other as possible. Give the whole thing a heat, and then I'm going to go ahead and work on my very final edge here. And again, it does take time. Every time I go through this process, it's, between 1 minute and 30 seconds and 2 minutes to get that full heat to melt that glass. And then here, I'm just going to go back through it and spot heat any areas that I think need a little extra drag. If you want to, you can turn your bead around and do the same thing on the other sides. And really, this is about it, you guys. It's just a matter of heating and melting and getting those really great, like this great pattern in here. I love this bead. Yeah, let me know what you think. I thought these colors look great together as well. And yeah, that's it. All right, we are just about done here. I just want to finish kind of spot heating here and there and perfecting my WigWag waves. All right, that is it, you guys. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know it was super quick, but I just had to share with you guys. And that's about it. I hope to see you next time. And here at the end, I just want to give it one final nice heat, because we were adding, the bead is hot and cold in different spots. So I just wanted to give it one final nice heat, and there we have it. All right, you guys, see you next time in the dungeon.